Welcome back to Sport Lab. Another dramatic weekend in the Premier League, and this time, Manchester United staged a late comeback to rescue a 2-2 draw against Everton at Goodison Park. Let's break it all down.
It was a crazy end to the game, a completely different second half to the first half that we saw. First of all, talk us through what you saw with that penalty decision right at the end.
No, I think it's a soft touch. It was not from what I saw. I don't like to talk, especially when the game is finished in a few minutes, but I think it was a soft penalty. It was clear.
Are you pleased with the point?
No, if you start the game without the first half and losing 2-0, it's a good point, but we need to win 3 points and we need to play all the game.
Is that the most disappointing part, the fact that you managed to find yourself in a position to be 2 goals down heading into the second half?
Of course, but that is not the worst part. The worst part is that we have the free men. We are losing ball without any pressure. I mean, we are not doing what's supposed to do, and then it's really hard. And then we suffered 2 goals in second balls, and that was clear that they will create that chances by second balls. We were soft.
How do you go about fixing those problems that you're seeing?
In training, we continue to do the same. That's why in the second half we didn't change nothing. We have to do the same thing, but in a good way.
The 2 goals that were scored today both came from set pieces. Is scoring goals in the team still an issue for you?
Yes, not just scoring goals, but also create a lot of chances. We have to improve on that. But last game also we had chances. This game also we struggled with scoring goals.
Everyone can see that you so desperately want to make a success at Manchester United. Why haven't you been able to do that consistently so far with the results?
I don't know. If I know, I will change it. We have to continue to think in the next game, and everything we do during the week, we have to use it in the game. And if we do that, we are near to win games like we did in the second half. If we don't, we are not going to win.
How can you make this team better then between now and the end of the season?
In this moment, we need to focus on day by day. We need to survive this season. That is clear, and then to think ahead. But we have so many problems, and then when you go to the game and we let the time pass, it's really hard. Of course, I don't want to say just the negative part. The second half was so much better, and you believe, and in the end, I think we were near to win this game also.
Thanks, Rúben.
Thank you.
The end to the game. Do you feel like you were let off the hook a bit with that penalty decision?
No. The referee said the hand was very close from the body, so there's nothing to do with that. We had our chances in the second half, but the problem is we start the game too late. We gave it away in the first half. I think we didn't have enough movement. We were too static, and it was difficult to create some situations. We did create with some 1-2s and stuff like that, but we need to start the games better. We know that. We spoke in the half-time that we can, every time that we concede a goal and we are down, it's the only time when we start and we think that now we can take a little bit more risk, now we can go forward, now we can pass forward. We need to start the game like that because we are in a situation where we have to win games and create chances to score goals.
It was a fight back though. You've managed to come away from Goodison Park with a point. What was the key to turning the game around?
To stick to the plan. That's what the manager was very upset with us, to try to stick with the plan that we had during the season, to make it work, even if the things were not going well. We have to stick to what our ideas are, and that's what we did in the second half with much more freedom, much more movement. But as I said, we are 2-0 down. You have nothing to lose, so you start to get more into the game. But
just 15 points from a possible 45 under Rúben Amorim. Are you as players feeling like you're making any improvements?
No, of course you feel it, but the results don't say that. And obviously this club is all about results, and we know that. We are aware of that. We need to be aware of the position we are in the table, and you have to do much more. We have to do much more all together. Me for first. Everyone has to get to lift the standards of each other and try to push each other to end the season in the best way possible.
3 down, in my opinion, there. He's not given him all the various angles that you need to form a full opinion of whether that's a foul or not. He's given him one angle across the 18-yard box and given it him about 10 times.
Yeah.
You can see that after one replay. Yeah. Show the whole lot. Give them the 3, 4, 5 angles. That we've got hundreds.
This one's the only one he needs, Mike.
This is the only one he needs, and it's the only one he doesn't get. He could have had the one from behind the goal as well. See that camera in the net? Bottom left there, in the net. He could have had that one as well. This one. He could have had that one as well. There's 2 angles that showed the shirt pull. Not one of the replays showed the shirt pull. And he's just going from side on when it didn't look. He's going from this one every single time. Doesn't look like a foul. Don't blame him for not giving it on VAR.
Crazy decision.
VAR is to blame, not the referee, not the referee at all. The VAR didn't give him the right angle.
Who's on VAR? That's who's to blame.
Look, if he saw all of those, he clearly wouldn't have said that that's a clear and obvious error. It's a penalty. So,
and listen, it was a really exaggerated dive by Ashley. Let's get it right. It was the worst dive ever. He's pulled his shirt and his legs have gone over. It was the worst dive ever. But Ashley Young is amazing at it. So whether it's a penalty or not, I'm sort of still debating. It was a tiny tug. Was it a pen? Was it or not? What I'm most disappointed at is the referee hasn't been given
the clearest angles
to make an informed decision. That's what's got my goat.
Okay, and we can tell that. And if he'd seen that particular angle, you would think he wouldn't deem that clear and obvious.
When we saw that, because like we said, we thought that the dive was really acrobatic. But like when we saw this, we thought, once he sees this.
If you're sent to the monitor and see this, which he didn't, you stay with your decision, righty, do you?
Probably, yeah. You would, because when you look at it from that angle, like Tim said, even Harry Maguire's hands around him, it doesn't look like it's nowhere enough to make Ashley react like he did. But those two, Ashley's felt the pulls, and that's why he's gone down.
Do you know what would have happened, righty, is he wouldn't have gone to the monitor. VAR didn't see that.
Yeah.
And so VAR would have looked at it and thought, shirt pull, then okay, if that's what you've thought, then they wouldn't have even sent
How haven't they seen that when we've seen
believe that?
He just kept looking at the same angle. I'm like, please, show the next one, show the next one. And 10 replays later, same one, and they've not even... And then 30 seconds later, we've started watching the game again, and all of a sudden... This is what they said. They just kept showing this. He just kept watching this and watching it again and watching it again. It's like, I've seen it once. Now show me 2 or 3 different angles. Didn't show it at all.
Wow.
Is a referee not inclined to ask VAR, do you have another angle?
Well, he should have another angle. Yeah, he should.
Yeah, but then surely, but you say that.
He's trusting the VAR.
Yeah, that's true. Because as a referee, you're in charge of that. You're just going to show him every angle. Yeah. So he's got a great opportunity to make the right decision. I cannot believe that.
If you're the referee looking at that side on, you're probably thinking, oh yeah, he hasn't he is a dive, because his legs go up and you can quite clearly see he's not touched his legs. So you're probably thinking, oh, I've probably made a mistake here. You're thinking,
from that angle that the referee saw, he couldn't see De Ligt pull him, and the foul was on De Ligt. So.
Which makes me believe that the referee didn't give the penalty for shirt pulling. Right. Because if he had seen the shirt pull, he would have said, hang on, no, I saw a shirt pull, not that.
That's a good point.
So it makes me believe that the referees bought the dive as if it was a trip.
Right.
But that's what VAR are there for, to assist him.
Mike, you need to get a show on this, man.
I know.
The problem is he hasn't got one for 3 weeks. Well, 20 minutes to go. They were still 2-0 down. Then the Bruno Fernandes free kick gave them hope. Goalkeeper's point of view in terms of Jordan Pickford here, Tim?
Well, I think there's a point in time right now where that ball is too close to the edge of the box. If he goes up and over the wall, you put your hand up. You have to stay on your side of the goal when it's that close. He sets the wall up just fine. Just have to trust it in that moment. You can see him shift over because he gets a little bit nervous.
I think as well, Steve, when you look at the size of those guys in the wall, I think there's Braithwaite, Beto and someone else of real height. I think you've just got to take your chance. They're going to jump. If he could get it over them, the goalkeeper's not going to get blamed. Yeah, you can see it, Braithwaite there. I think it's O'Brien and Beto. If you're going to go over that wall, good luck to you. But you should not be leaving that side. I think he tried to gamble on it. He tried to gamble on where Bruno's going to put that.
Yeah, nowadays more than ever, you've just got to stay and protect your side. You know what they call them? Draft excluders or something. They lie below. Yeah. You've got somebody lying there. You've got 6'5" people jumping as well. It's virtually impossible nowadays to get up over a wall from so close. The one thing, I know Keepers Union is next to me, but the one thing you can't do is vacate that big area. It's a huge error from
especially with Bruno. Bruno on that ball. He's going to take advantage of that.
And 8 minutes later, Manuel Ugarte, who's obviously been bought as a holding midfield player, and that's his role. That's why it's only his 5th senior career goal, his first United one, but he took it well, didn't he?
Well, the way he took it, you'd be surprised when somebody said he's only scored 5 goals in his career, because this was a lovely first touch, anticipated it, and kept it down. Yeah. Almost put a little bit of fade on it. Some people think he miskicked it slightly, but the way he's stretching for it's the only way you can hit it, really, and it just fades away from Pickford. That's a beautiful goal.
Yeah, it's lovely. Lovely the way he took the control.
Who's down there? I mean, somebody's just down on the haunches. He would have got to him if he wasn't sitting on the floor on the edge of the box.
It was Branthwaite in the end.
Was
it? Just couldn't quite recover.
But Everton just tailed off in that second half.
Well, I think
the energy of the first half.
I think there's this myth in football that you're a pressing team. No team can press for 90 minutes. So they came out of the traps. They were right against it. United found it hard.
He also said if he knew the answers to how to turn this around, he would be doing it, Rio. But also that they need to play the whole game. Did you only see decent Man United play for about 15, 20 minutes there?
Yeah, and up until they scored, they looked like a broken team. They looked like a team that mentally looked broken. They looked scared. They looked scared to take the ball. They looked scared to pass the ball to teammates. They looked scared to take any risks. And one thing you heard about him in what he just said there, he said about we're going to stick to what we do and we're not going to change things. And there's a stubbornness there, which I understand. But I think in today's game, when you watch the game today, when you're so scared and you haven't got no confidence, to keep playing out and playing intricate football, that's very difficult even when you're confident. So sometimes maybe go back to front a little bit. I don't care. We came in here in our pomp when we were flying as a team that were winning things, right? And we used to have to change a little bit of details. Not a whole philosophy or a whole identity, but for moments in the game, you do something a little bit different. And then you feed your way into the game and then go back to actually what makes you a great team, or your philosophy that you live and die by. But there are times in games where I think managing moments where you go, we're going to do something different to get us up the pitch, to put Everton on the back foot maybe. You've got Højlund up front. Never run into the channel once. But the ball's not going in there to tell him to go in there, and he's not running in there. Xerxes the same. And I think you can't just... I think there's moments in games when you go to certain places in this country. I know he's inexperienced in this country and he doesn't know yet, but you come into places like this, that it demands you to sometimes do different things. And that's football. That's not going away from who you are. It's just momentarily maybe you do that to get a foothold in the game.
So did he get the starting lineup wrong? Because the subs obviously help, but did that starting lineup not even look right on paper? Pumpkin.
Man United.
Yeah.
Well, he only made one change, I think, didn't he, for the last game? I don't think it was nothing to do with the starting lineup. I know the subs come on and made a bit of difference, but they encouraged Everton to come on top of them. So the first 5 or 10, 15 minutes of the game, you know what's going to happen against Everton. They're going to press you. They're going to put you under pressure. What did Man United do? They played short. They played short balls, and Everton smothered them. They smothered them and never gave them any breathing space. And Man United never adapted their play. You've got to go the other way sometimes. And as Rio was saying in there, in the first half particularly, they never once turned Everton's back line. Everything was towards the ball, and Everton smothered them. And they were more aggressive as well, Everton. So Man United definitely need to mix it up much more. I think the manager's shown a little bit of inexperience in the British game, coming to Goodison. In these circumstances, you've got to turn Everton's defence. They never did that. They encouraged Everton to smother them.
Let's work our way through this from the beginning then, because that seems the easiest way to do it. Beto opened the scoring for Everton, Duncan, but Manchester United had chances to clear the corner.
They did more aggression. There was more aggression in Everton all over the pitch in the first 45 minutes. They wanted the second ball. They got on the second and third. They made the first contact, second contact. They got on the ball, and they had more aggression in their play, particularly in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, 5 in 4 games for Beto. His confidence just continues to grow. Yeah,
it looks like a reborn player. And David Moyes said before the game, alongside us here, that he wasn't playing with Sean Dyche. Came in, he's lucky to get in the team because of an injury to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But since he's come in there, I think he's worked his way into form through hard work and being ugly, playing an ugly side of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, Sean Dyche brought him to the club. He never played him, did he? David Moyes came in, never really started him as well. And as you said, a couple of injuries. And he's always been working really hard in the training ground. And as we talked about at the start of the programme, running away from the ball. Running away from the ball, and there it is. That's his strength. Running away from the ball with a great pass in and great finish. And again, it desired. The Everton player's up first. He's up first. The Man United boys are waiting for things, and they waited for things in the whole first 45 minutes.
Doucouré wasn't waiting for anyone, though, was he, Rio? Kept on the move and got his reward.
Yeah, and I mean, we highlighted Harry Maguire, and I think Harry Maguire was disappointed with both aspects of that goal. In terms of the first bit where he gets running behind and then loses out to this duel here. You'd expect him to get up.
United fight back to deny Everton. Everton looked set for a comfortable victory after racing into a 2-0 lead, but late goals from Bruno Fernandes and Manuel Ugarte turned the game on its head, denying the Toffees all 3 points. Beto opened the scoring in the 19th minute with a brilliant volley before Abdoulaye Doucouré doubled Everton's lead with a close-range header in the 33rd minute. The hosts dominated the first half, while United failed to register a single shot on target. But the second half was a different story. Fernandes pulled one back with a stunning free kick, before setting up Ugarte for his first United goal, a clinical half-volley that sealed the comeback. How the match unfolded. Everton started strong, and their early pressure paid off when Beto latched onto Doucouré's header and rifled a bouncing volley past Andre Onana. Doucouré then made it 2-0 after Jack Harrison's shot was parried into his path, and Everton were cruising. The Toffees had chances to make it 3-0, with Beto forcing a big save from Onana, but they failed to capitalise. United, on the other hand, needed a spark, and it came from their captain. Fernandes curled in a brilliant free kick to give his side hope, and minutes later, his delivery led to Ugarte smashing in the equalizer. The drama didn't stop there. Everton were awarded a stoppage time penalty after Harry Maguire tugged Ashley Young's shirt, but VAR intervened, and the decision was overturned, leaving the home fans furious. Everton falter late on. David Moyes' Everton had been on a 6-game unbeaten run, and for 70 minutes, they looked in complete control. Beto continues to impress, becoming the first Everton player since Richarlison in 2021 to score in 4 straight Premier League games. His link-up play with Harrison and Doucouré caused United problems, but in the end, they couldn't hold on. Everton fans will feel hard done by with the overturned penalty decision, but they'll need to move on quickly, with a tough trip to Brentford coming up next. United leave it late. Rúben Amorim has had a tough start at United, but this result at least provides something to build on. Once again, the Red Devils were poor in the first half. They still haven't scored an open play goal before half-time since December. But credit where it's due, United showed character in the second half. Fernandes led from the front, scoring a world-class free kick and playing a key role in Ugarte's goal. Despite the comeback, Amorim will know his side needs to improve, especially with a must-win game against relegation-threatened Ipswich Town up next. Key stats and facts bar graph Everton's struggles after leading continue. They've now failed to win 22 Premier League games after leading by 2 goals. Only Southampton, 25, have a worse record. Bar graph United's first big comeback since 2023. This is the first time United have avoided defeat after being 2+ goals down in the league since their 3-2 win over Aston Villa in December 2023. Bar graph set-piece struggles. United have now conceded 11 goals from corners this season, the joint most in the league, alongside Wolves. Final thoughts. Did United deserve the draw, or did Everton throw it away? And what did you make of the overturned penalty? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sport Lab for more football analysis. See you next time.